No, pero ya pasó.
You're ready,
ya.
you're live.
El chamaco se había suspendido.
Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. Will the secretary please call roll?
Okay, meeting order at 7:05. Okay, let's see. Nancy Rogers,
Here?
Brandon Diaz,
Out.
Omar Gonzalez,
Here.
Johnny Torres,
Here.
Luis Lopez,
Present.
George Pena here, Darwin Villavicencio,
Here,
Police Officer Rep,
Oh.
Fire Department Rep. Okay,
You should have gone into the council chambers and called roll for him. For Amador. Okay, I'm gonna go through this. Order of business, deferrals, additions, deletions. I think I have one or two things I was gonna add, but as usual, my memory is gone, so I'm not going to, do anything with that, other than, soon as I leave here, I'm going over to Nightmare on Montrose, YATF meeting. And also there is a parade coming up with the vets. Omar and I volunteer a lot on these two things. So I just want you to know there's the YATF Halloween event coming up. We don't wear our shirts or anything, we just wear the,
I'm sorry, Nancy, just to keep you guys on track, I think you already have that as part of your agenda, 9/8.
you're right, I'm sorry.
So you won't,
But
you won't
the
need to
other
add it
one,
again,
the other one is the
the veterans.
veterans.
So you have
I don't think I
9B.
have that on there.
9B says collaborations with other committees and
oh yeah,
events.
that's,
All right, we can do 9B, with the other. And I do have the vets committee on there,
Yeah.
you're right, I'm sorry.
yeah, everything is there.
so we'll do the
All
adoption
right,
of minutes.
I apologize, we will, address that later.
So we're at number 4.
Okay.
Unless
number
anybody has anything. This is,
four. Anything else?
I don't think so.
No
No.
other reports on the other open items, okay, good, all right, adoption of minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read them?
I move to adopt.
Thank you, I hear a second,
I'll second.
who was that, Darwin?
Johnny?
It was Johnny?
Yep.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am, Johnny.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed. Public comments,
None.
there being none, we'll move on to 6A, special presentations. Officer Amador is, has been all over town at meetings, and he is currently in council chambers at that meeting and can't make this one. So there'll be no police report, and unless he
yeah,
gave
so I have
you-
the handouts
yeah.
of the police report and for the fire department.
Okay, that's
So
what I
I'll
thought.
just pass these out for you guys, you guys can take a
Okay,
copy.
so that's, do we need to discuss any of them or read them or anything?
No.
We just,
No.
we have accepted the police and fire reports, and we will make them a part of the committee minutes meeting. Okay, then we're gonna move on to, liaison comments.
So I attached a budget for you guys, just so you know, I think the last time we met, they still hadn't approved the final budget for the committees, but they pretty much remained the same as last fiscal year. Your last page of your agenda packet shows the amount, so you guys can plan accordingly. Based on what you were given, please take a look and I guess as a committee, discuss if you're gonna be changing the amounts that go to each line item, or if you're keeping it as is. Since
I
you guys
didn't
were
get-
counting on additional
Oh, there it
dollars.
is.
I don't know if that affects of how you guys wanna distribute the dollars. If there's any changes, let me know and I'm happy to take it back for you.
So we can leave it like this initially, and then as the year progresses, if we need to move money, like we can, I could
Right,
always do.
but for the sake of transparency, remember that you guys had budgeted out some dollars based on what you were asking for. So the idea would be to kind of go based off of what you were planning to do and adjust accordingly with the budget you have been given.
All right, I did miss a question on that you just mentioned, Kyle, if you'd repeat for me.
So, I'll remind you guys that this is not the amount of money you guys asked for, this is less than that. So, we're asking the committees to please go back and review the budget you've been given, since it is a copy and paste of last year. Based on what you were expecting, and what you were expecting to spend per line item, to pretty much adjust accordingly with the budget that you have been given. Are you gonna keep it as is for each line item, or do you need to, add or move for another line item?
I'd like, to propose that we perhaps save this for next month's meeting, if that's allowed, in that we would go back individually, or now as a meeting, or whatever way you wanna do it, guys, to discuss if we wanna move any money. 4,800, we're used to knowing how to spend it and whatever. The only trouble is at breakfast all the time, we have to wait for the $64,000 question as to what it's gonna cost us. And we don't get that answer right away. So, yes, go ahead, George.
Plus, since we have 9B, we're gonna collaborate with other committees, we don't know what money that might entail. So, tonight's discussion, we'll know who we're gonna collaborate with more or less, and then at the next meeting, we'll have a little better idea.
I would then make a motion that we discuss the budget at next meeting.
Second.
So what number would that go under? Would it
It
be,
would
You guys would just
be,
add that under your agenda items, so the chair just needs to make a note to add it as next to your agenda. Your
no,
next agenda, you're
but this
deferring.
motion, what number, for my notes, where would I put this
we're gonna
motion?
table this
This is the liaison
You're the,
comments,
okay, you, I wasn't sure if it was on the.
on the liaison conference.
Yeah, on the
yeah.
side.
So you're just motioning to
Yeah.
defer, I guess, or adding to your next agenda.
Yeah.
Motion to defer
Revised budget.
revisions.
Mhm.
And who was second?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And be thinking of, ideas of not only just moving the money, but maybe doing some specific things with the money. We're gonna discuss that next meeting, okay?
So you made the motion, Nancy, and
I
Omar,
made the motion,
Omar
Omar
seconded
second,
Mm-hmm.
to defer it to,
to next
next
meeting.
meeting. Okay.
And while we're on your liaison comments, just one thing I wanted to mention to you guys. Reminder that each committee is supposed to do a report to council twice a year. Right now, we are working on the schedule for next year that we usually share with you guys. We do have a tentative schedule of having public safety go up in February and July. I just wanted to get your feedback as to if those 2 months work for you guys, or if you guys wanna change them. At the last quarterly committee chair meeting, there were comments made by different chairs that the months that we had them for did not work for them for X, Y, Z reason, so I just wanna know, based on what you guys are planning to request or anything like that, if February and July work for you,
Would those months work for them?
for you guys.
No,
February or
I get that,
July.
but didn't they say that they didn't work for them?
The chairs were the ones saying
Oh,
that for the
okay,
committees,
okay.
so that's why I'm asking you guys.
So February or July?
No, you guys are supposed to go up twice a
Twice a
year, so right now we have you guys in the February and July slot,
Okay.
so I'm trying to so understand what the point of what you can do when you go to report to council is, if there's any request for any new events, any funding, anything that needs to go through council, that is your opportunity to do so. So therefore, planning accordingly,
Can
would
we
February
just
and
do-
July work
Can
for
we
you
do,
guys?
can we do February and August? Because that way we can have
At
a
the
better
end.
understanding of the budget, and then at that time, if we need to move something over, we can just present it to them and not do it
Well,
in
not only
June.
that, but
When did
August will
when
put us
was-
in line
Wait,
for
September.
right.
Yeah, so we won't lose any money, because
Yeah.
we can move it with
Because
plenty
usually
of
the
time.
breakfast is what, May, right?
Now it's in May, but like in September, like, if we go August, September, we had the last meeting before we can actually lose the budget or not. So,
So I'll put you guys down for February and August. Anyways, you guys will receive a full schedule, end of the year as you did last year, so. This is just to have that schedule prepared.
All right, since we had that discussion just now and that suggestion, do we need to vote on asking for February and August?
No, that's me gathering the feedback.
Okay.
We're working on the schedule, so as long as you guys tell me, I'm good. I will adjust that accordingly. For the 2024, reporting schedule.
Okay, old business challenge coins. We talked about designing new ones. Is there anybody in this room has not seen the present ones that we're using? I happen to have a bag of them because I'm supposed to deliver them to 2 council members. But since I have them with me, and you wanna see what the old ones look like, if you haven't had an opportunity.
but everybody in this room
We have, yeah.
received the coins, so.
I didn't hear you, babe.
Everybody in this room received their
Has
coins,
seen
so.
them, okay, all right, fine.
I think the issue, Nancy, and I think that's, I know we haven't quite agreed on it yet, but to go with something kind of, regardless of it being fire or police, kind of have one design, and I think somehow incorporate the flag with the dual color, with the red and blue, which encompasses.
I have one that was given to me, either by the retired police or public safety.
Mhm.
It's a little bit bigger than the ones we have. It's got some weight to it, really doesn't feel cheesy. And I would like to bring that to the next meeting, so
Okay.
you can see that one, and it is general, you know
Right,
what
yeah, I
mean?
think that's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, well, because we ended up maybe giving out more police ones than fire, so we got a lot of fire ones left over, but no police, and it's kind of awkward. So to give one out, I think whoever came up with that at one of the meetings and suggested it was brilliant, because, you know, you live and learn.
If you have
you
extra
learn.
fire, I could always use it, cause I always give.
I'm sorry?
I said, if you have extra fire, I could always use it, cause I always, remember I work at headquarters, so.
It's on my list for when we have that meeting, yeah. Okay, let's see, so we're gonna do that next meeting. The status of Fire Station 64 mural. Are we still doing that?
We're talking about it. Like I said, the only issue with that is, so it has to go through the Board of County Commissioners. It's gotta go through, there's a lot of powers, it's, if done the right way. Based on my studies, you know, I just took my captain's test and we have a policy specific to that. And it has to go pretty much all the way up to the deputy chief for the fire department, which coincidentally, he resides here in Miami Lakes. It's, Chief Cardieso, you know, you probably know. So ultimately, you know, but again, then it goes to the Board of County Commissioners, because it's something for the outside of the station, you know, the mural. So again, can it happen? Of course, but are we willing to invest the time, cause something like that, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna cut it short, I'm gonna probably say at least 3 to 6 months probably. 'Cause remember, it actually has to go to vote, it has to.
Does anybody have an idea? I mean, I don't know that, I don't think I was in charge of this committee. When they did the first one. And of course, the price of everything has gone up.
Right.
And
Again,
it's like, well, my question is, are the guys at Station 1 that does not have the mural, correct?
no, they wanna do something at Station 64.
The new
Nancy.
one, the new
Okay,
one.
so that, see, I always
Yeah.
get the two confused.
Yeah.
All right, so
So-
64. So, do the guys at 64 care? They're like, how come they got one and we don't
Well,
have
I
one?
think if it would be more of us wanting to do that, meaning that, and even unfortunately, even, remember, because that's Dade County property, regardless of Miami Lakes being incorporated, so that's kind of where where it gets a little bit, you know.
That's what I'm saying, it's, I feel like at some point it's gonna become us opening a can of worms. If the guys are saying, boy, the mural down there is beautiful, and I'd love to have my kids, submit a.
Is it important to them, each
Not
station
really.
to have a
No,
mural?
no,
And-
no,
and
if
you
anything,
know
no,
what? It's a
it's-
big
yeah.
headache.
Right, historically, what we've always done is each station has kind of their own logos. And like, again, there is a process, including, like I said, if you wanna do something to the outside of the station. You know, cause each station has a station captain, pretty much the station captain controls pretty much inside the station. If they decide to paint the station a certain color, but now we're talking about a mural, something outside.
But the
That's-
I didn't
murals,
know it was gonna be outside.
the
What is
murals
the
come
other-
from within the department? It's not usually people outside that get involved, or? is
Well,
it
no,
something
once they
from-
give the okay, once it's up to us who we wanna, how we wanna go about it.
No, but I mean, is it something that comes from within the fire department? Hey, we want a mural? It's not usually
It-
outsiders that
it's-
get involved?
It's,
Those guys don't
yeah,
care.
it's not
They'd
always
rather have
answered
another
question, not, yeah.
recliner, and
I know
don't mean
some
that
stations like
sarcastic.
West Miami has something, but it was them.
From within?
From within, correct.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out.
The one, me too, I've never seen it, so now the existing one, is it inside the building or outside? Cause I always thought it was inside, I've never seen.
This one is, I believe, at Station 1 is inside. So that's a no-brainer because it's the station captain, that's inside the station. Outside, again,
So
When
why-
did we
why
talk
just-
about outside?
yeah,
I
why
didn't
did
know
we
we chose
decide-
outside.
Yeah.
no, you guys tell me, are we outside or inside? What are we?
Whichever one's cheaper.
The easiest route is inside.
Inside is the easiest route. Inside is, it basically stays within the fire department. And I mean, I can't guarantee you, but we're probably gonna, it's gonna work out.
It's a
Is
lot
it gonna
easier.
It's
come
a lot
down to
easier.
who owns the building?
Well, it's Miami-Dade County owns
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying, so now you're back to the county
Right,
commissioner.
we're back to anything outside, even landscape. If we wanna put a plaque or something like that, if we wanna put a tree or something, as dumb as it may sound, it has to go through the Board of County Committee.
But inside, it doesn't.
Inside is different.
Okay, so
I'm buying a lot of time on
Inside
that.
is different.
let's do inside if we wanna do it.
Inside is different.
If I may, because it seems like you guys have been stuck on this item for the last two meetings, what are the next steps? Who is assigned to it? And if you guys are willing to go through this, because, if it's gonna stay on the agenda, then there needs to be actionable items
The only
on it.
thing, the only action we ever took was deciding who were going to be the people asked to submit. Or remember, we were gonna have either a contest or kids or,
But you guys didn't go through those specifics.
no, we
No.
didn't. We
That's what I'm
didn't,
saying,
because
so
we
I-
didn't know the process yet, and right now-
Something like that, Nancy, I mean, probably Chief Chavers has to be here, or maybe through you, invite him, hey, this is what can you please be here next meeting, because we need to, and obviously,
We've got
it's
questions
gonna, remember,
again.
he's the district chief, so it's gonna come across his desk at some point, via the chain of command, all the way to, the deputy chief, which is Danny Cardenas, who resides in Miami Lakes. So that's kind of where I think we're gonna be okay, because he lives here. So,
So the next step is to
I-
invite,
I would
the
probably,
Chief
yeah.
Shavers to come to the
Just
next
please, can
meeting,
you,
so you guys can further discuss it with him.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
and if he
probably,
can't make it the next meeting,
then it will have to
you
be
know,
whenever he.
We'll
Right.
leave
Yeah.
that part of it up
Yeah.
to him sooner
so I'll
rather
state
than
station
later.
64, make sure you let him know, yeah, that's it, Wood Station, which is 60,
Yeah,
right,
but
64.
we need to decide about, we need to get him here to talk about it. This is what I was saying about having him here to answer questions. Now we gotta wait a month to get our questions answered and decide
Well,
where we're gonna go with it, how much money, and who's gonna pay. Now we gotta do
Let's make a
details.
motion and I don't know, let's give it next month, and if not, then we move on. Is that okay? Is that reasonable?
Yeah, you
Like
guys-
said, we
at
may
any
not do this for 3
moment-
months.
At any moment, you guys can decide to either continue with an item or defer it. I mean, technically, you're not really moving on anything right now, it's just a matter of inviting him, and I can do that, that's as simple as inviting him out. Whether
Okay.
next meeting or if he
So
can make it to the
next month, we'll
following.
determine
Yeah.
what our
And
next,
you guys can decide
Pen-
then,
it's
we
pending.
wanna be done with it, or we
Yeah.
do wanna.
Right.
He might
Okay.
say, I don't want all that going on inside the building, it's disruptive. I mean,
inside is the easiest, it's a lot less red tape.
okay,
It basically, it stays within, it doesn't
I
have to
make
go
a
through.
motion. I make a
I'll
motion
second it.
that we require, one of our requirements is that we are voting on doing it inside.
We need a
Second.
motion for that? Or-
So he has something to tell, or
I'm just simply
To
inviting
Cardi's?
him to the
Yeah,
next
let's
meeting.
just invite
Yeah,
him.
let's wait till he comes and
then-
then
Do
if
you wanna
we
have-
move forward,
All right.
we can
I mean,
decide.
I work at it.
Or you
I mean,
can, no, that's
No, I
fine,
mean,
but,
I'm saying, yeah, no, to keep it official,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
what you gotta do, but by the
Okay.
time he comes here,
I
he's
make a
gonna,
motion
he's gonna
that
know what
Darwin
I just-
handle it.
for me, it was just more helping you guys on what is the next step, so we're all clear. And it's just inviting him out to the
Okay.
next
Yes,
meeting, that's
please,
it.
that's it,
Okay.
yeah.
That's it. And then pending whatever he says, we
Yeah,
know
once
which way
you
to
tell
go.
us, okay, this is
This is
how
what
it
you
Then
gotta
goes.
it's easier for you guys to take
Then
a
we
motion
decide
on that,
to do
yeah.
it or
Exactly.
not do
Okay.
it and then take it from there.
Okay, so,
That's it.
Easy.
You guys only get one idea from me, that's it. Yeah, I'm
You're done.
I'm done,
okay.
I'm outta here.
I was gonna grab the
John,
fire
fire
extinguisher because I see the smoke, but.
Okay, 8C, RAD program.
Isn't that today or tomorrow, something like that?
I
So,
don't know where that's at, I really
yeah,
don't
I'll
know.
give you guys an update. So, you guys pretty much motioned that you would support the event, volunteering and such. As of right now, give me 1 second. Right now, it seems like we're still aiming for the end of the year. Yeah, right now we're still, aiming for the end of the year, looking at either November or December dates. I don't have the dates just yet. The department has been made aware that public safety will be supporting the initiative. Once we have flyer and dates, I will share it with you guys, and then I'll coordinate with you guys to see how, which of you are available on said dates to go ahead and volunteer, but that's pretty much all there to that program.
Red
What's
man.
gonna be our part in that, specifically supporting the initiative means?
Yeah, as I
that
just
we're going
mentioned,
to
when
do
we
like
have,
what they do at Chambers, and that's where the event, or you're talking about maybe it's better at Mary Collins or
no,
somewhere,
this
or-
event is gonna happen at Roberto Alonso Community Center.
Okay.
That's the dates that they're coordinating. Once the dates are coordinated and we have a flyer, I will share that flyer with the committee, and I will ask you guys, based on those dates, if any of you are available, so you can come on in and assist with the program. That's really about it.
Okay,
But as of right now, dates are not confirmed, so.
okay. Okay, 9A, mainly to explain the reason why I'm rushing through this. Some of you may remember that I volunteer with Youth Activity Task Force with the Halloween event. I just want you to know, like all the other previous years, we pretty much just wear one of those yellow
Yeah,
vests.
we did it last year.
Yeah.
At the park.
Pretty much,
Walk around.
and that type of thing. This brings up something that's not on here, and I just want to say that when I do it and volunteer with youth activities, they've got a whole bunch of radios, but I don't get one. And so we're pretty much out there, and if anything happens, we're not wearing our shirts.
We've worn them
Where-
before though.
We won last year.
We've worn them before.
We bought them,
We've worn them.
Warned them.
oh, warned them, yeah.
Yeah, because if not, we look like regular citizens.
I've talked to 2 or 3 people and said something about, if we see something, that we don't even know which one of those kids is on the committee and which one to tell, and we should have radios. So, maybe that's something we can buy a couple of them if we are going to get involved enough. Right now, it's just me. When we do vets, which is coming up on this agenda, it's usually Omar and myself. So, I don't see any need for spending a lot of money on radios by the same token with youth activities and that going on at night in the park and la-di-da, based on what happened last year. It's just something to think about, okay? And then we'll talk about it, well, can't talk about it next month, well, radios we can. But anybody wanting to volunteer, let me know, because I'm leaving here and going over to that meeting that they're having at Mary Collins. You're welcome to join me there and learn and see what they're doing, because they're very organized. Okay, that's that. Now, same thing going on with the Vets Committee. Like I said, Omar and I work on registration, Do you do anything else besides registration?
Well, in the morning, to put.
Yeah, I think I
to
just
set up.
sit at the desk or whatever, we'll see what they tell us. But anyway, they always appreciate our help.
Oh,
And
by the
then-
way, sorry,
ahead.
the president's not the same. Oh, the chairman.
Yeah, who is that now? Isn't it,
Bill
isn't
Perez
it
is
Bill?
the chair, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Bill Perez. I don't have any way of contacting him, that's my problem I had with the other guys.
Well, if you guys, I know, is it your wife that's coming out to
Who?
your wife is coming out to the
My
meeting?
wife, yeah.
Okay. Just so you know, cause I know in previous years, we've usually had a lot of subcommittees. This year, we've just met with them once through their regular committee meetings. So tomorrow, they're gonna have a committee meeting.
Yeah, I think I have it on my
Yeah,
thing to, you know,
so
we're
if you
allowed to
guys
show up.
wanna, yeah, if you guys wanna listen to what the updates are, that will be discussed at tomorrow's meeting.
I plan to go, that's why I'm bringing it up now, if any, like, they know it's Omar and myself. Anybody else, if you're interested, and, you know, right now, I can't even give any of you guys a date, do you know when that is?
It's Sunday, November 5th.
Sunday, November 5th, thank you.
And while on the subject of the committees, as you guys know, we always do the Jeep vehicles for the committees. Is public safety planning on attending? The Jeeps only fit 2 people, but I figured
That
that all of you
deadline,
would probably not be available
that
anyways.
deadline ended,
I'll just take my little golf
they were only, or am I thinking of someone else's event where they only had so many Jeeps and so many people? And,
This is the only, event that we confirmed the Jeeps for.
yeah, and,
No, I haven't given a
if I'm volunteering,
deadline.
then I'm not getting in a Jeep, so,
Yeah, so I'm asking the rest of you, I guess, if you
Yeah.
plan on doing that or not, cause we need to print decals.
yeah, they need to know, cause they've only got so many cars, or Jeeps rather, set aside.
So do any of you plan on being there that morning at 8 AM
For the veterans,
to ride in the car?
I'm not in the car. I mean, I always take my golf cart.
So the point is that you would,
I
if you're
have-
representing the
I
public
have a
safety, you
decal
need,
already. It's in.
the thing is that the decal needs to be the one we give you. If it's gonna say public safety committee, it has to be the one we give you, cause every year the sponsors change. So
Oh,
I
really?
can't have you
Okay.
guys, riding with old decals. If that's the one that's gonna represent
It's
the
gonna be,
committee.
yeah, it's probably the same one. I'll show it to you. Okay.
Okay, so Darwin, you're saying that you're going to be riding in the
In the
parade
golf cart and,
in your
yeah,
golf cart?
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
I've
what
always,
Sunday
nonetheless,
is.
No,
Yeah.
no, the event.
So let
You
them,
don't have it
Yeah.
started.
collect them by years.
yeah, let me get a decal, ma'am, please.
Yeah, so when you check in, registration, that you guys do
Okay.
every year, they'll give you the decal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's us. Are you doing, registration desk?
So that's at 6.
Yeah, but I need to tell them to
Saturday,
make
right?
the.
Well, we're
thing
gonna do some updates to the
for me to
volunteers.
read it, 'cause-
We're gonna do updates to the volunteers needed, Nancy, so we'll discuss that tomorrow at the meeting. As to where everybody's gonna be placed.
Can you tell me the time of that meeting? And where?
The
5 to 6,
meeting is
yeah.
here at 5 PM.
Fine, yeah, I think I have it on my
Tomorrow,
list.
Wednesday, October 25th.
This is what's
Actually,
all
get them a
that
decal,
just in
but once
case,
they get them
But I won't be here,
6 o'clock. okay.
One,
cause I get out of work at
Then
5.
I'll pass anything on to you.
Okay, no, my wife is gonna be here,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, all right, super, all right. Bike safety radio, oh boy, rodeo, we already had.
Yeah, but
Halloween.
remember, Brandon said that they're looking to get, not our Brandon, the other Brandon. Who's the head of the youth activities task force, is it
Brian.
Brian,
Brian?
Brian.
Remember when we were at that thing, he said that they're looking to do away with that if we wanted to collaborate with them to split the cost.
Okay, well, I will see him tonight, and, I will check with him on, because I don't even know if they have a date decided, they pick the date and then we.
Yeah,
can
But he
collaborate.
had let us know that they were looking to do away with that, and if we wanted to collaborate, help them with the cost, so.
Well, the thing is, I think what they did was awesome. They had the helicopter, they had,
The bike performer people,
all sorts of things. And even the bike performing people, they did an encore, remember? We weren't expecting it. It was really great. I think there was either a conflict in other events or something, because I think they'd have had a better crowd had it not been for whatever that other thing was. Either advertised better or whatever, because everybody that was there really, really enjoyed it. So, I think a little more, anyway, we'll talk about that with them, it's their event. But I'll check in with Brian and, try to get more details, at least for the next meeting. All right, Halloween and giving gators and all that. Has anybody got any questions or comments on that? I kind of already talked about Halloween. No more tonight, that's why I wanna get to that meeting if you guys have any questions.
Nope.
Okay, all right. How many of us are going to be there on the Halloween event? Just you and me, Omar?
Well, I won't be able to go
Anybody
on that
else?
time.
I'm not sure.
I'll
So-
probably be there.
I mean, if I can go, I'll show up.
All right, but you're talking about just being eyes on the walkway there?
Yeah, but
No.
we've worn our shirts before.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I don't think so,
Yeah.
but,
We have, because if not, we're just like regular citizens. Nobody will come up to us if something happens.
well, the thing is, you're gonna be ended up covering it up anyway with
The vest?
Yeah.
The vest that they didn't have enough last year? That
I've got some now.
Okay.
I got the green ones and the red ones. So, all right,
If I can make it, I'll be there. I can't.
just give me a heads up and I'll know how many of the vests to bring at least. If you wanna wear your shirt, you're right. At least we look like some kind of town help.
Right.
Not authority, but help. All right, fine. Okay, possibility of changing the police and fire appreciation breakfast date. Just think about it, guys. We'll table this for another time.
What are you looking
I
at?
just feel like, I'll tell you why. All right, we're gonna open it up and talk about it. I'll tell you why, is because that's our most expensive event. And we hang on to our money late in the year and then have to hurry up and scramble to spend it so we don't leave it on the table. And why we left it on the table this year, remember you voted for me to go and spend money. That FDOT people, they don't do that anymore, and I didn't know that. So we couldn't go there and buy any items because they use the number 4 print, whatever that is, on social media or whatever you call that. They buy their giveaways from another company. They don't save them in that office anymore. So there was nothing to buy. So that's another reason why I messed up there. And so that's why, just think about it. We're not gonna vote on it tonight, but just think about it, because once we get that appreciation breakfast paid for, then we know what else we can do the rest of the year, and we're not scrambling to find something to do to spend the money. Okay, guys, just,
I'll take this
Am I wrong?
opportunity, I'll take this opportunity to remind you guys did already discuss this last year and it was moved earlier during the year. It was, 2022 was, in August, and this year you did it in May for the reason you just gave. So I don't think it's a matter of you not knowing your costs, it's a matter of you guys not budgeting correctly. Because you knew your costs well in advance of May. They do give us a banquet invoice and it was shared with all of you. So I think you guys just need to do a better job of keeping tabs of what those dollars
Yeah.
are gonna be.
Last
That's
year,
fine.
pretty much we slept when it came to after the breakfast. We kind of like went through the months and completely forgot that, look, we have this amount that we can use, and then at the time that we were supposed to use it, it was too late. So next year, what we can do, we can still do it in May, or once everything clear in June, we already know, and then we just put it into action and be like, okay, let's just use it for this.
and the other thing too is I kind of depended on getting things from FDOT, thinking I could do that, number one. And number two, we need to become a little more active with, let's say, some of these informative type events that they have over here in Chambers. Like today there was one done for Heart and that type of thing. You know, seminars or whatever we wanna do, whatever they're called, events, where we communicate more with the residents and the public. Because our big shop is, the breakfast all the time.
I have a question, I'm sorry. When was, the time that you guys told us that we were clear, that we had this amount left?
So the budget is shared with you guys monthly. Most committees usually, if you guys wanna, so the thing is, when you use credit cards, for example, I've told you guys, you do have to wait about a month later
Right,
to see
correct.
it posted to the account. So I can
Right.
understand that being a delay, but the point is that you guys had this event in May. So June, July, August, September passed.
Yeah,
before
but
you
when was the time that they told us that we were clear, that everything was paid?
Well, we don't have to tell, we don't tell you guys that you guys are clear, we just provide the budget update monthly to your agenda.
Correct, but, okay, cause as long as I remember was that from May, we spent about 2 months unable to touch the money because we didn't know if we're gonna need
But that was a
money.
decision that you guys kept discussing and saying you didn't know, but the catering bill is given to you guys well in advance of the event. And it was shared with the committee, so that's what I'm saying, although it may not be posted to your account, you guys know what you're accounting for, like, I guess in a personal example is, you may not be charged for your bill, whatever your bills are for November, but you already know as early as October what that bill is gonna be. So you guys as a committee need to organize yourselves where you're keeping tabs of what your, it's an estimate, really. It may not be 100%, but you have a very close estimate because that's a big chunk of your budget. So you do know what's coming in because you guys agreed to X amount of plates that you were serving at that event. That doesn't go up.
But when we on hold, or we were holding the money because we didn't know if we might go over or not?
But that's what you, yes, Omar, to answer you, yes, you guys kept stating that in your meetings, but that's not that hold was the hold that you guys as a committee decided on, like, we're not gonna spend because we don't know.
We caused that hold, it wasn't because of how much money we had, or where the money was, or waiting on finding out what the, Schul's was gonna charge us, am I
But
understanding?
I wanna be very clear that the cost was approved by you guys well in advance of the breakfast, so you knew what that cost was gonna be, you guys just didn't account for it.
Okay.
So I guess I take this as an opportunity to remind you that what other committees do is they have a treasurer, and that treasurer every month is telling you,
That's what I said.
hey, this is what we're spending, so although you may not see the credit card hit on your budget sheet that I provide to you, you're already accounting for that. And I will say that the breakfast, the biggest expense is the catering, the hotel itself. That does not go through a credit card. That is a check payment, and that hits your account the second that we pay for that deposit.
Okay.
So, 2 solutions. Number 1, get that event paid for once we decide what, and, and whatever. And, we kind of might have dragged our feet a little bit in that we were trying to decide where. I think we took a little bit of extra time deciding where, and ended up, lo and behold, because I talked with 2 of the people that worked there in the catering, and they really worked hard with me, and even lowering it a bit. However, I've tried reaching those 2 people this past week about other business, and I didn't get either one of them, and I found out that the girl, don't ask me names, is leaving to go work somewhere else. Now, I don't know if the guy is gonna leave as well, but neither one of them called me back when I asked them to call me back. So I got a feeling that maybe both of them are gone. So I gotta start all over again.
Time to
And-
make a new friend.
Well, the first thing they're gonna ask me is the date, and we don't need that yet. So I'm keeping that in mind, we just gotta start earlier. Get the thing paid for, and then whatever, how far in advance we pay for it, then we know how much money we've got left. So I will apologize and take a lot of the blame of not understanding the process, not remembering the process, and dragging my feet and whatever else, but, we're all aware now what needs to be done, and I want it to be fixed, so we don't have those headaches. Now, from what I understand, we're supposed to possibly, well, we're not moving any money right now because, you know, we're just starting with the new fiscal year. So, anything else on that? Okay, and, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Help Training Course. I don't know anything about that. I always
Yeah,
use-
so we were approached similar to the RAD program, something that they want to bring to the town. And really, we're just asking, we feel like it fits with public safety, so we're just asking you guys for your feedback if it's something you'd like to support similar to the RAD program. It's a 2-hour workshop related to, it's done by the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Health Emergency Life Protection Training Course. And it's really just knowing if you guys are willing to support the event, volunteer your time the day that it comes, whenever we confirm the date for. Says we'll give individuals the skills to take immediate action to help victims of medical emergencies while responders are on the way. It teaches the life-saving skills of adult, pediatric, hands-on only CPR, AED operation, early stroke recognition, stopping bleeding, blocked airway emergency for adults, children, and infants. The course includes an interactive lecture and hands-on skills education to make it informational, applicable, and enjoyable for all attendees. And they do receive a certification. So really just knowing if you guys would like to take part of that.
Well, that's what we were looking to do to get CPR certified.
Yeah, so.
If they include the, back to what we talked about in the past, if they include the fire extinguisher, I'll go for it, because I still feel like, you know, we need to, I keep bouncing back and forth between this committee and the other one that I'm on, which is Elderly Affairs. Those old people barely know how to open a door. So, and I'm one of them. But the point is, we need to target certain groups, and that one I think is top of the list. And if there's something that we could perhaps collaborate with Elderly Affairs. But now, that's a whole nother thing. We'll learn more about that and talk about it. But I'm for this, what did you call it, help?
Help.
And you said they're training classes, are they, or courses, who are they open to? Just public safety people or
No.
all residents?
Whoever wants
This would
to.
be, we would probably open this to the residents.
Okay,
So the town is trying to bring it, I was told to bring it to public safety to see if it's something you guys wanna collaborate on. We have not started coordinating dates, locations, or anything like that. Before we do that, we're getting your input first.
Can we also attend besides like,
Yeah.
because
and
it's,
then we would get certified in
Yeah.
something?
okay, so you're gonna make the motion to,
I'm gonna make a motion that we look into this, and I'll come back with more information and whatever it is that we
Well-
have to do for the process to get it done.
So I can, and, I don't
As a
know if
committee.
you wanna change your motion to be to support it, cause the training is already laid out by the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. There is no changing it. It's really just us a matter of supporting it and then just coordinating the date and time. So if it
Alright,
is
so
just
by
something
supporting it, what are we expected to do, is my question.
same as the RAD program where you guys will just, again, we're putting public safety logo on it, promoting it as an initiative of public safety, and if you guys are able to volunteer those days that we set the course for, that's pretty
And
much
the
it.
course would be held here or at Royal Oaks?
That's the
or-
thing, we have not started planning it at all. The town wants to bring it here, and I was told to bring it to public
Okay.
safety to get your feedback first.
I make a motion that we participate in this program. I think it's something that's right up our alley and what we're looking for.
and I'll second it.
Thank you, George. Next step
Discussion?
now is for you to contact them and,
Yeah, so the town will take care of coordinating it. Once I have a flyer and date, I will share it with all of you. You guys are welcome to share it. And then I'll let you guys know, to what extent we need your help with volunteering.
and the fire department, has first say on the date. It's up to them first.
So
or
it
do they
depends
check
on
with
them
us?
and it depends on, like, we both have to come together in terms of
Yes,
availability.
yeah, but we do have input, thank you. Yeah,
And,
okay, so we
and
have
again, we can
first and a
attend
second.
ourselves,
Yeah.
okay.
A first and a second, and any discussion?
Sounds like a
Any
plan.
questions? Love it, thank you, guys. Okay, okay. Any announcements, anything like that? Anybody got any questions? Anybody gonna follow me over to Mary Collins and check in with YATF? To see what they're doing, what they need help with, if you choose to. That's where I'm headed when we get done here. So, that's my last announcement. Next meeting date, do you know when that's gonna be? Can we set it tonight or no?
Your meetings are already preset for.
Okay, when is that?
You guys remain as is the fourth Tuesday of the month, so that's November 28th. Unless, I guess you guys wanna.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, okay, November 28th,
Yeah, the weekend after Thanksgiving, that's good.
November 28th.
Hold on, are you guys?
Motion to adjourn?
One more.
Who's motioning? Charlie?
Johnny?
And who's second?
Aye. Second.
I'm sorry, you guys are normally the third Tuesday of the month.
Can we switch it
Okay,
to
so it's gonna be
28th?
the third Tuesday of the month, what's the
No,
date?
no, I'm just asking you guys. Normally you guys meet on a set schedule and it's normally, I'm double checking. I don't know, for some reason I can't see it.
Yeah, it's a Thursday usually. but-
Yeah, because it's,
No, you guys are
no,
not
it's
Tuesday.
usually the third.
Okay.
Third
Third.
So you're asking if it can be changed to the fourth
To the
because of
28th,
Thanksgiving?
to the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
So November 28th.
All right.
Yeah,
November 28th is not Thanksgiving,
Nope.
That is
No,
the Tuesday
that's your
after
meeting.
Thanksgiving.
that would be your meeting,
so the meeting's fourth Tuesday, I wrote that, fourth Tuesday of the month, November 28th.
yes.
Wow, I would have thought that was Turkey Week,
28. 28.
but it's
My
the week before, you said,
The week
After.
after.
after Thanksgiving.
Well, the meeting is the week after Thanksgiving, so that Thursday, the 24th.
The
Thanksgiving.
24th is Thanksgiving, thank you.
And just for the
No,
record,
23rd,
23rd.
the 23rd.
The 23rd.
23rd is Thanksgiving.
and just for the record, we made the motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:52.
Thank you, George.
That's it.